Any other questions of the public since Jennifer?
I just have one. You mentioned the equipment and everything being transferred to Y today, again, to Y too, because he's really been an integral part of the teen center. And I don't know how that would work with the YMCA staff, would they consider?
The question is, would Ray Callis be part of the YMCA staff?
I can't speak for the Y. We did indicate that if we made a change, that we'd have two very qualified professionals available for the program. They do have a full-time teen center director, but they indicated they were open to interviewing our staff. But there's no formal commitment in the proposal to hire existing staff to go there.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm curious, you said there might be a dedicated entrance or exit for kids to sign in and out, but if they have access to the whole building, how do you know where the children are, and if they're leaving or not leaving, or if they're interacting with other people that are working out in the Y, or in places where there are adults?
In a nutshell, the question is, what's the control on access, coming and going, and roaming around the Y in contact with other people?
Right. What they had talked about, which we'd have to develop in the proposal, was either a lanyard or a color-colored wristband or some visible sign that the students would wear, the teens would wear, so that you would know whether they were authorized to be in the space that they were at. And the goal would be not to mix the populations. That's why it was their suggestion at the Y to have a dedicated entrance from the rear. And if you visit the teen center, most of the facilities are to the rear of the Y building.
Kings Road.
I'm sorry.
I'm not the Kings Road, the Keep Street
The Keep
side.
Street, right,
Yeah.
right. From that
It's very
side.
separate from the rest of the...
That's correct.
the
And
Y.
that was the intent, was basically to have a dedicated space for the teens, but a separate entrance. Most of the adult programming is at the front of the building on the Kings Road side. The teen center would be to the rear on the Keep Street side. And they have 10 part-time staff and 1 full-time director, so that's a pretty good ratio depending on how many students. That's 11 staff members. I don't know how many teens would take advantage of the program, but hopefully a lot.
Any further questions from council? Any recommendations this evening listed on the consent agenda would be if we were to, I think we have to expand this, or if we're going to accept this proposal, because we don't want the teen center to go into a vacuum, would be authorizing the termination of the part-time teen center employees, which is Resolution 67. Would this be, when would this
Well,
be effective?
In the resolution, if that's to be the case, the program is funded the way it is now through April 1st to allow for an orderly discussion, a hearing, input, if you want to make a decision tonight. If not, but there's, we believe, adequate time between now and April 1st to have an orderly transition if there is going to be a relocation of the space. And that also ties in with the fact that we can't get back into the former headquarters till on or about April 1st. So the question is, rather than bring them back and then make a decision to change locations, why relocate twice? It would be either go back there and stay there, or transfer the program from here to new space at the Y under a different format and structure. That's why it's before you tonight.
What is council's recommendation? Mr. Cerciello?
No, make a decision now.
The motion?
I move that we make the decision this evening.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any council discussion? I'm not going to vote on this now. We'll hold this for the consent agenda then. This motion then is to list Resolution 67, 2010 on the consent agenda.
That's correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It'll be listed on the consent agenda. And the next thing I would like to then pursue is drawing up a resolution, I guess, to enter into a contract with the YMCA
Yes, for the next meeting.
for the next meeting.
If that action is approved.
Right. So, Joe, put it on your new to-do list.
That's fine, Mayor.
And do you have a copy of this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thank you. Award a contract to Pannoni and Associates of Cedar Knolls for additional professional services on North Street Pump Station renovation.
This is a request from the engineer to supplement a contract that was previously awarded to Pannoni and Associates by the amount of $5,500 for work on the professional services on the North Street Pump Station renovation. Yes,
We should get Bob back into the room.
hopefully he's still here. I think he's bringing his Teflon vest back to the police department.
Details, Judy, good eye.
He went home.
Oh, he was in his office, but he made it.
No, Conley.
Oh, Bob Conley. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you meant Bob Vogel. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did.
They forgot you.
I got left behind once as a kid.
Well, with 12 kids in the
Do we
family.
want,
We were halfway back a month, that was Bob.
do we need Bob Vogel?
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry, I
I
thought
was
Jeannie was
talking
referring
about
to.
Vogel, too.
Oh, well, I do have a question for Bob Vogel.
If he's here, why don't we ask him to join us? I didn't realize he was still here.
We can do that. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Oh, that's funny. All right.
You're earning your money tonight, Robert.
Probably earned it all before.
Careful, you may have to ask him to change.
What are we on item 2, Pannoni?
North Street Pump Station.
Sure.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
here's
go right
my
into
question.
questions.
Yeah, I know. Okay, here's my question. This is for the professional services.
Correct.
So now, do you have a schedule and a plan to then complete whatever they propose? What is that timeline?
I think with these modifications on the transformers, we're going to put new transformers out on the site, and the electrical engineering that goes along with that. Pannoni will be able to turn all that information around in less than 30 days. So I believe I can get a conforming bid put on the street in 2 months.
And so this will be part of the 2010 capital plan?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, and how much is the work going to cost, do you know? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I do. It's in the construction work?
Yeah.
The construction work will be on the order of $450,000.
Is that a conservative or liberal estimate?
I tend to be conservative. I apologize.
That's right.
And it's work that has to be done? I mean,
It's
this
work that
is
we've been
not
looking
a
to
real
get accomplished
priority.
for a very long time, yes.
Right, it's a real priority.